Imagine a ship perfectly intact and seaworthy, but mysteriously abandoned with no soul on board and no sign of struggle. This isn't a scene from a ghost story. It's the real baffling mystery of the Mary Celeste, a maritime enigma that has sailed through the annals of history, leaving a trail of questions and theories in its wake. Today we dive into the depths of this enduring mystery, exploring what is known and what remains forever unexplained. The Mary Celeste began her journey in the world of seafaring as a brigantine. Constructed in 1861 at Spencer's Island, Nova Scotia. Originally named Amazon, she was a ship born from the hands of skilled craftsmen. Her hull carvel-built, planks flush rather than overlapping. Her early years on the sea, however, seemed marked by misfortune. In 1867, she ran aground in a storm off Cape Breton Island, leading to her abandonment as a wreck. Salvaged and sold, she was reborn under American ownership, taking on the name Mary Celeste in 1868. Her new identity brought with it a fresh start, and she sailed relatively uneventfully until her fateful voyage in 1872. At the helm of the Mary Celeste was Captain Benjamin Spooner Briggs, a seasoned mariner from Massachusetts, born into a family with deep ties to the sea. Captain Briggs was not just a skilled seafarer but also a family man, deeply devout and highly respected in his profession. For the voyage that would etch the Mary Celeste into the annals of maritime mystery, Briggs chose his crew with care, ensuring each member was experienced and trustworthy. His dedication to his ship and crew was mirrored in his personal life. He brought along his wife Sarah and their young daughter Sophia, envisioning a family journey across the Atlantic. With the crew assembled and the ship loaded with a cargo of 1701 barrels of industrial alcohol, the Mary Celeste set sail from New York City for Genoa, Italy on November 7, 1872. Little did they know, this voyage would transform the Mary Celeste from an ordinary brigantine into a legend shrouded in mystery. Captain Briggs, his family, and a crew of 7 skilled sailors set their course for Genoa, Italy. Laden with a significant cargo, the Mary Celeste carried 1701 barrels of industrial alcohol, a common and lucrative freight at the time. This voyage was not just another entry in the ship's log. It was a journey intertwined with the hopes and aspirations of the Briggs family. As the Mary Celeste sailed through the Atlantic, she battled against the elements. The ship's log, meticulously maintained, hinted at challenging weather conditions, a common adversary in the life of a 19th-century mariner. The entries detailed the ship's navigational coordinates and daily occurrences, a routine documentation that served as the only voice from those on board. The last entry in the ship's log, dated November 25th, placed the Mary Celeste near the Azores Islands, a cluster of Portuguese islands in the North Atlantic. This entry would later serve as a critical clue in unraveling the ship's mysterious fate. The journey to Genoa was expected to be relatively straightforward, traversing familiar trading routes across the Atlantic. However, the Mary Celeste would never complete this voyage. Instead, she would become the centerpiece of a maritime mystery that has captivated the world for over a century. It was on December 5, 1872, nearly a month after her departure from New York, that the Mary Celeste's story took an unexpected turn. The British brig Dei Gratia, helmed by Captain David Morehouse, was traversing the same stretch of ocean when the crew spotted a vessel drifting aimlessly. Upon closer inspection, the ship was identified as the Mary Celeste. What they found, or rather did not find on board, turned the Mary Celeste into a ghost ship and launched 1,000 theories about the fate of her crew and passengers. The enigma of the Mary Celeste deepened when the Dei Gratia crew boarded the aimlessly drifting vessel. The scene they encountered was perplexing and eerie in its normality. Captain Morehouse and his men found the Mary Celeste to be in a disheveled but seaworthy condition. The ship's rigging was slightly damaged and her sails were set but in poor condition, some being absent altogether. Yet the vessel herself showed no signs of a struggle or emergency. The mystery intensified as they explored below decks. The ship's charts and navigational instruments were in disarray, but the crewmen's personal belongings remained untouched in their quarters. Most strikingly, the ship's lifeboat was missing, and the ship's log was found, with the last entry made 10 days prior to the discovery. The cargo hold, filled with barrels of industrial alcohol, was largely intact. Of the 701 barrels, the vast majority remained sealed and secure. In the galley, provisions were ample. enough to sustain the ship for 6 months. This only added to the baffling nature of the abandonment. Why would a crew leave a perfectly good ship with plenty of supplies? The crew of the Dei Gratia found approximately 3.5 feet of water in the hold, a significant but manageable amount for a ship of Mary Celeste's size. The scene suggested a sudden and unexplained departure. No trace of the captain, his family, or any crew members was found, leaving the Mary Celeste drifting as an empty shell, a ghost ship with a tale that begged to be told, yet remained stubbornly silent. The discovery of the Mary Celeste adrift without her crew spurred a myriad of theories. Early speculations ranged from mutiny to pirates to sea monsters, each adding a layer to the growing legend. The absence of the crew and the undisturbed state of the ship's cargo and personal belongings puzzled maritime experts and laymen alike. The mystery deepened with the notion of foul play, considering the crew's reputed reliability and Captain Briggs's esteemed reputation. The mystery of the Mary Celeste entered a legal phase when the ship was brought to Gibraltar for salvage hearings. These proceedings were typically straightforward, determining the compensation for those who recovered the vessel. However, the case of the Mary Celeste was anything but ordinary. The Attorney General in charge of the inquiry, Frederick Solly Flood, harbored suspicions of criminal activity. His theories ranged from mutiny and murder to insurance fraud, driving a rigorous investigation. Solly Flood's inquiries turned the hearings into an almost prosecutorial process, examining every detail of the ship's condition and crew's background. Despite his exhaustive investigation, no evidence of violence or foul play was uncovered. The court ultimately awarded a salvage payment, but the amount was significantly less than expected, hinting at lingering doubts about the crew of the Dei Gratia and the circumstances under which they found the Mary Celeste. In the years since the salvage hearings, the mystery of the Mary Celeste has been revisited numerous times, with modern theories often focusing on natural causes or human error. One prominent theory suggests that the fumes from the alcohol cargo might have caused an explosion scare. This theory posits that leaking vapors from the 9 empty red oak barrels, more porous than white oak, could have prompted fears of an imminent explosion, leading to a hasty abandonment. Another plausible explanation revolves around a navigational error. A faulty chronometer may have led Captain Briggs to believe they were closer to land than they were, prompting an evacuation towards the Azores when the ship was becalmed. This theory is supported by the fact that the last log entry placed the Mary Celeste near Santa Maria Island in the Azores, a potential destination for refuge. Other theories have explored the possibility of a waterspout causing a sudden influx of water on board, leading the crew to fear sinking. This theory aligns with the found conditions of the ship, including the water in the hold and the disarray of the rigging and sails, suggesting a rapid, perhaps panic-induced departure. The inconclusiveness of these theories keeps the mystery alive. What is clear is that the Mary Celeste's crew faced a situation dire enough to abandon a seaworthy vessel, a decision that mariners of the era did not take lightly. The combination of historical records and modern analysis has yet to provide a definitive answer, leaving the Mary Celeste's fate as one of the sea's most enduring and captivating mysteries. After the baffling discovery and the subsequent investigations, the Mary Celeste continued her service under different owners. Despite her eerie past, she remained a functional vessel, traversing the seas until her final voyage in 1885. In an ironic twist of fate, her end came not through the mysterious circumstances that made her famous, but through deliberate human action. Her last captain, Gilman C. Parker, intentionally wrecked her off the coast of Haiti in an attempted insurance fraud. This act of destruction marked the physical end of the Mary Celeste. But her story was far from over. The abandonment of the Mary Celeste has captivated public imagination and entered the annals of maritime folklore. The ship's story has been recounted and dramatized in numerous documentaries, novels, plays, and films. Her name became synonymous with unexplained desertion at sea, often invoked in stories and theories involving ghost ships and unexplained maritime phenomena. This enduring maritime enigma serves not only as a captivating historical mystery, but also as a canvas for our curiosity and speculation. The Mary Celeste story, floating between fact and fiction, continues to inspire questions and debates. And so, the ghost ship sails on in our collective consciousness, a symbol of the unknown that still beckons from the uncharted waters of history. What do you think happened aboard the Mary Celeste? Share your theories and join the conversation about this timeless maritime mystery.